Hey, I'm gonna review Don't Breathe, which came out last year, 2016. It's a thriller slash horror movie, and it was directed by Fede Alvarez, who directed the Evil Dead remake. Uh, this movie, when it came out last year, it got a lot of buzz, and pretty sure a lot of people have already seen this movie. Basically, it's about three young people. They are criminals and they break into people's houses, steal their belongings and money. Well, the girl of the group, the woman of the group, she's is based in Detroit, Michigan. So, is like run down and everything. And the woman of the group, she uh, lives with her mom and I guess her stepdad, who are like very abusive towards her. They like verbally abuse her, make fun of her, basically call her like a slut and stuff. And she has a younger sister who she wants to get out of the house. She just wants to get a lot of money and move somewhere. I think it was California. And so her and another guy named Money, he has dreads. That's her boyfriend. They have a plan where they want to break into this old it's an old veteran who's blind. They want to break into his house because he has a big inheritance, or I'm sorry, because he won a case where his daughter was killed in a car accident, and he sued the family and he got a lot of money off of it. So they're like, oh, this guy's loaded and we can break into his house and get the money. And there's another guy in the group, uh, who's played by, I think his name's Dylan Minnette, the actor. He's he's the son of one of a security guard, but his dad knows how to break in. He knows how to he set the codes to all the houses, like the alarm codes for all the houses, so he can get access to the codes and, so they can break in. So that's what they use him for, because his dad's, security guard who stole them. So he has the codes to the houses. Well, he don't want to do it because, he's trying to get up in his own life. He wants to go to college. He wants to, move out and stuff, and he don't want to go to jail. And they're like, well, we need you anyways because you said you would do this, and you want some of the money so you can get out of this hellhole and stuff. So he's like, okay, that's fine. So they go up to the house, which is in this like rundown neighborhood, and like they don't even look like people live there. It just looks like a ghost town basically. And like this guy's house is like all like, has fences around it and stuff, like he's trying to keep people out. So they go in there, and first thing, like when they're first scoping out the house, the guy has like a freaking, I think it's a pit bull, or I think no, it's a Rottweiler, I think, that like comes up to the window and starts like trying to get at him and stuff, and they're like, you know, yeah. And then when they finally get to the house, they got to worry about that dog. Well, they break in without any problems. I think they trick the dog when they break in, and they're going around the house, and they find like where the safe could possibly be, which they think is probably in the basement. So Money, who's the one with the dreadlocks, he's fucking stupid. He takes the gun, and he's like, I learned this technique, and he like puts a soda bottle over the top of the barrel to like silence it, and he shoots it, and he shoots it in the house to break the the to open the door. and to unlock it. And then, like, you know, it wakes up the old guy, and like he's coming down, and he's like, "What are you guys doing in my house and stuff?" And then Money's fucking stupid. Yeah, sorry, Money's stupid. He's like, "Oh, oh, I'll kill you, old man," and blah blah blah. And then, you know, Stephen Lang's character, he plays the old man. I don't know his name. I just call him the old man. He grabs him around, you know, around the neck, and he's like, "If you guys move, I'm gonna kill him. If you try anything funny, I'm gonna kill him." And then, you know, Money keeps running his mouth, and then he, you know, shoots him and kills him. And then after that, like, everything changes, and Dylan Minnette's character, and I'm trying to remember her name, Jane Levy's character, had to, like, be quiet and, like, try to hide in this house from him and his dog. And they're trying to find a way out, but everything's like locked down and all that, and it's hard. You know, it's hard for him to get out. And basically, the movie, like, that half of the movie after that becomes like a suspense movie, like a cat and mouse movie, because Stephen Lane's character, since he's been blind for a while, he, you know, he knows the only way he knows his house is by sound and feeling stuff. So he has like a very acute sense to sounds. So they gotta be like, if he hears like a little foot shuffle, he can hear that, and he can like find out where you're at. And floorboards creaking. There's just like some creepy scenes where they're trying to hide. Like, there's a scene where he's walking down the hallway, and Dylan Minnette's character's like, you know, just like trying to tiptoe along, be quiet, and he sees Stephen Lang's character coming by, and he just like throws himself up against the wall. Like that, like, he can also hear like people breathing and everything. Man, it just gets crazy. Like, that scene, like, in my opinion, that's like the best, that half of the movie, that whole middle, where they're just trying to hide from him, is very like creepy and suspenseful. Now, like, when it starts getting near the end and we find out the twist, I was kind of disappointed. It's kind of like a lot of these movies that have like a good first and second half kind of like fail on the last half for me. Like 10 Cloverfield Lane did, not Get Out, The Autopsy of Jane Doe, and then this movie. You find out that Stephen Lane's character is actually holding, I don't know why, but he's holding the girl that killed his daughter in the car accident. He's holding her as hostage and is trying to make her a surrogate for his baby, because he has like this weird like obsession. He's like, "Well, you took my daughter away from me, so I'm going to use you to make another kid, so I will have a daughter again," or whatever. And so they find out, Dylan Minnette's character find out, and they're trying to get her out because she's like chained up in this bed down, like this little bed thing down there. And he finds them, you know, attacks them, and then the dog like goes after him. But and the girl dies. I think he shoots her, something. I'm trying to remember. But so yeah, they have Dylan Minnette, not Dylan Minnette. He kidnaps Jane Levy's character, which I thought the ending was kind of extended out, because they do break out. You know, Dylan Minnette's character dies, which I thought was kind of dumb. How how they kill him off. I think he got killed no, he got shot. I think. Which I thought he died before then. But well, she breaks out the house, and then he catches her. Stephen Lane's character catches her, knocks her out, and starts dragging her into the house. And that's that scene like in the beginning where he's like you see him dragging a woman like down the road. It's like an aerial shot, him dragging a woman down the road. Well, that's him. That was him catching her. In which I was kind of confused. I'm like, why the fuck did no one see him dragging a woman down the road? And then you find out like he was in a ghost town. But he drags her back and he wants to use her as a surrogate. And she's like, no, now I remember. And he's like, he fills up this turkey baster with his semen, and he's about to he's gonna try to inject it into her. And then Dylan Minnette's character comes back and, knocks him out. And then she sticks the turkey baster in Stephen Lang's mouth, and I'm just like, ooh. And then they run out, and then Dylan Minnette's character dies. He gets shot, I think, and then she escapes, and then she goes to. It's like a few years later, or a few days later, I mean, and she's with her sister. I guess they got the money, and oh yeah, they did find the money, yeah. And she goes with her sister, and they're going to the airport to go to California, and they see on the news that Stephen Lang character is still alive, and he said, yeah, these kids probably break in my house and kill me, and so it leaves it open for a sequel, I guess. I mean, I felt like the movie was pretty good. There's just some things I just didn't like about it. I didn't like how, I thought it was stupid, how the money character just shot a gun up in the house, and then, so that triggered the, Stephen Lane's character to figure out, oh, there's people in my house. And I'm like, well, that's fucking stupid. Why would you do that? I guess he wasn't a competent, robber. But there was a scene earlier, when it opens, they break into someone's house, and they're stealing their stuff, and then the guy, Money, the one I was talking about who shot the gun in the house, he's sitting there peeing on everything. And I was like, they could probably use that to find out so they could, or as DNA evidence to find out who broke into to that person's house. I don't know, it's like the characters make dumb decisions in this movie. Like I said, the best part of the movie is the middle half where Dylan Minnette's character and Jane Levy's character are in the house trying to be quiet and hide. There's also a night vision scene that was pretty cool. It kind of reminded me of the scene where Jodie Foster, from the Silence of the Lambs, where Jodie Foster was in the basement, and then Buffalo Bill put them glasses on, and it's night vision. That's what kind of reminded me of. I didn't like the twist that much. I mean, I guess I'm kind of getting used to it now. I thought it was just stupid how they're trying to make basically the three people, the robbers, into the good guys, and Stevie Lang's character into the villain. I thought, oh, they could have just left it where they're just trying to escape from the house. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it probably couldn't have worked. It probably wouldn't be that good of a movie, but there's this movie I really like called The Collector, and it basically has the same premise. It came out before Don't Breathe, but it's about a guy who breaks into a house, and he's a robber. He's doing stuff. He breaks into a house, and he finds out there's a serial killer, and they're trying to kill this family. And they don't. Well, I guess they do make him into the hero, but I don't know. It just had a better, the character had more of a sympathetic quality to him than the characters in this movie. And I'll review that movie whenever I want to get it too. But I thought they could have handled it a little bit better. But like I said, it's why would you make him Stephen Lang's character? The three people, the robbers, they're not even that sympathetic. And I don't know. I mean, Dylan Minnette's character, I guess, is a little bit sympathetic because he's kind of he don't want to do it, but he's doing it just because he likes Jane Levy's character and stuff, and he wants to get out. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I do like the movie, but I mean, it's like there's just some flaws with it. But anyways, that's my review.